I was bored, so I went and caught some Gucci. I went and picked my bitch up and I put her in some Louis. If she real, she get a purse, maybe that'll even some shoes. Fucking on twin sisters, had a nigga really confused. Bitch, don't call me by my first name, you better call me Fresh. Pressure always get applied, so I ain't gotta step. I don't fuck with rap niggas.
What's going on, man? It's your girl TampaMystic, and we are live on the industry's most wanted podcast. I heard we got Charleston, South Carolina in the building. What's going on, man?
What's happening, man? It's your boy 12Fresh.
Hey, shout out 12Fresh checking in today. First of all, give me some love. Boom. Hold on, you got to hold it there for a second because we got to transfer good energy. Feel that?
Yeah.
It's like, bam. Introduce yourself.
Man, what's happening, man? I'm 12Fresh. 20 years old. I'm Charleston, South Carolina. And I'm a rapper. Feel what I'm saying? We gonna do it, you know.
Man, do it. We're doing it big too, right?
Yeah.
Go big or go home.
For sure.
Well, listen, I appreciate you being here today, man. You made that ride out here. You out here in the Atlanta area, you know what I'm saying? But I want people to understand your journey. We had a pre-conversation before we went live, and I read your bio, and I understand that, you know, you have a lot going on, but it's your time to shine, man. So let's take it back. Is that cool that we just kind of go back? Before music became a passion for you, did you aspire to do something different?
Well, my family wanted me to be a doctor, but you know, when your family...
Dr. Fresh.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, I actually wanted to be a doctor due to my granny passing away of cancer.
Yeah.
But just thinking about it, like, and me trying to save lives, it really wasn't me to do it in that field.
Understood.
You know
Understood.
But, like, you know, as soon as I heard a beat, and, like, I'm, like, talking, like, I'm not even rapping. Like, I'm just writing stuff down. And I just put things together. I'm like, dang, I can save lives by just rapping.
Right. No, you can. Absolutely.
For sure.
I've heard a lot of artists say that other artists or music saved their life because they was living in the streets, doing stuff they shouldn't have been doing.
Thanks.
When they found music, it changed their whole life. You know, and you could be that influence for somebody. And along our journey, too, one thing that I understand about life is what your passion is may be different than your purpose in life, right?
Yeah,
so music's your passion, but saving lives is your purpose.
Right.
And it all ties together.
Yeah,
You dig?
exactly.
So about how long ago did you really start taking music seriously?
I've been rapping for about 4 years.
Okay.
Going on 5. I started taking serious when my granny died, and I was 17. I was like 16 years. Like,
You started young.
I was like real young.
That's great though, because in this music business, you want to start young if possible, because you know, you don't want to be 40 and just starting your music career.
That's what I'm saying. But
you know, by that time you want to be switching gears to something else.
Right, for sure.
You know, like that's just what it is when you're a musician. You know, now if you're an R&B singer or something like that, you could still be doing it. But as a rapper, you don't want to be 45
like,
just starting your music career. You know, like so with you being young, you still got a lot of longevity.
Long journey.
What's the music scene like? And let's keep it all the way real, right? Like we being transparent right now. What's the music scene like in Charleston for artists that are on the rise like yourself?
Charleston doing their thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. A lot of artists in Charleston doing their thing.
Yeah, we mentioned a couple of them earlier.
Like Phil, what you saying?
Shout out to Long Money Phil. That's my dog.
Phil doing this thing for sure.
Yeah.
South Zoo.
Okay.
He doing this thing. Geechee Lord, he doing this thing. Feel me? So like a lot of artists down there doing their thing, but those the ones who I see.
Yeah, absolutely. That are making some noise, and
for sure.
and it gives you motivation because you're like, man, we from the same area. If they're doing it, I can do it too.
Most definitely.
What is it like though out there? Is there platforms? Do they do events for artists? Is there podcasts like this? Like, are people helping independent artists in your city?
Crave Vision just started a Bars in the Bando.
Okay.
It's kind of like from the block.
Oh yeah.
But it's like a Bars in the Bando in Charleston. You know
Man,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
So like, you know, like that's helping people to grow and stand out to just perform and just have that exposure.
Absolutely. You know, we're in a digital era, so there's so many creatives out there that are creating those type of platforms. Like you said, you know, of course, a lot of podcasts or, you know, ones that are doing the performances outside. You know, I've seen a lot of them. And I think that's dope because guys like yourself need that. You need that type of exposure. You know, if you ever look to sign in a situation, whether it's an independent or a major label, some of the stuff that they're going to look for is they're going to be like, well, what is this guy? What's his stage presence like? If you don't have any performance videos, they're not going to know. What's his media presence like? If you don't have any interviews, they're not going to know. So you're doing all the right things.
Right, for sure.
You know, putting yourself and lining all those right positions up. Is performing a thing for you? Do you enjoy doing it?
I've only had 2 shows.
That's okay
My
though.
whole career, but
You kind of been through the pandemic and stuff, so I get it.
you know, the first one, hype. You know, of course you nervous. You know, there's a lot of people. But the second one, oh yeah, I was definitely on it. I was like, oh yeah, I'm feeling this. That was right, real for real.
Let's talk about that a little bit. The first time you had to step on stage and get in front of a crowd, man, what was the vibe like? What was your mind like? What were you going through? Were you nervous?
Yeah, I was very nervous. It was me and my homeboy, and I was like, man, bro, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I don't go. So, but you know, as you perform, you are also a entertainer.
Of course, absolutely.
You know so, I had a song called PSA. I was like, if you a bro, do please set the down. We was hurting then, but we back now. But then I was like, talking about you got a chick, that's your homeboy, mate. And man, I threw like 200 ones. Them folks went crazy. I'm like,
people love free money.
Like, I was like, man, listen, if I had the attention that whole day, I had it then.
You sure did. Money's gonna get people's attention.
I'm telling you.
Especially when it's free and all they gotta do is go pick it up.
Like, scattering like roses. I'm like,
hey, they was going crazier than the spray roach, right? Nah, that's dope though. Like, and I think it'll get easier, but there's still going to be that little sense of nervousness. Like, of course. I've been doing this for 12 years and I host a lot of events. And even after I've probably done hundreds of events hosting, I still get nervous when I got to get in front of a crowd because you don't want to mess up. You don't want to trip and fall. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure you look good. You know, I totally get it. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk a little bit about, you know, you did come in this and start taking it seriously pretty much right before the pandemic hit, because we've been going through this whole pandemic for over 2 years now, right? So what were some of the things that you were doing during the height of that, to keep yourself active and keep yourself and your face out there?
I was praying.
Yeah.
Praying to God first. Trying to write more, challenge myself. You know, I started to go back to doing challenges, but like I haven't dropped it on like a platform.
Right.
Like, you know, like I'll just do it at home and just
yeah.
Be like, you know what? Yeah, that's all. Like I'll still get it. Cause you know, honestly, as an artist, if you just stop rapping and you take a long break, you kind of throw off a little bit.
You're like, you got to start all over again.
You know what I'm saying? And I know me. And as soon as I take a long break, I don't want to do it no more.
Right. You can't.
Right. So I got to stay active.
You do. Yeah, you have to stay active. You know, sometimes life comes into play and you might have to take a quick pause. But as soon as you get through that, you got to get right back to it and hit the ground running. Because if you take a whole year off, with the way this music business and just technology is evolving, you literally had to start from scratch again. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had to rebuild your fan base. And there might be a few people who stick around, but you know how people are.
Yeah,
like,
I know how that go.
It's like starting all over again. What is keeping you motivated? Because you talked about, you know, you lost your grandmother, you lost your father, you've lost people that are really close to you. How do you push through that?
Day by day, I just, you know, keep on praying.
Yeah.
Keep on staying humble. And then, you know, like seeing a red bird, that's my message.
Yeah.
That's them coming to me, telling me, keep going, I'm all right, live your life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, if some of y'all don't know, a red bird is a spiritual bird.
Yeah.
That is a bird that's coming to tell you that your lost loved ones is coming to visit you, or saying, hey, how you doing? Or just saying, like, just swinging by. So, you know, like, losing my dad, like, it was, like, crazy. Like I was lost. I'm not even gonna
Yeah,
lie.
and at such a, you were so young. You didn't really get to spend probably nearly as much time as you would have liked to with him, a lifetime.
He was in jail my junior year, and a month after I graduated out of high school, he died. So I was
Man,
like,
that's devastating, man.
you know,
Like,
I had no type of time to actually spend with him.
Absolutely.
Like, he spent his time in jail.
yeah, and as a young man, you need a male figure or structure in your life.
And I do have my brother though. You know.
Yeah, that's a
hold me
blessing.
Back down, if you know what I'm saying. Like honestly, that without him or God, I would not be here today.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like keep going, keep rapping. I would not be here today.
Yeah, you have to have people that are going to keep you uplifted, keep you pushing, because it's bigger than you.
Facts, for sure.
You know, it's bigger than you, especially like, you know, you got, you know, people with you today. You got your beautiful lady and your videographer, and, you know, that's your team right there. And really, and I'm going to say this, and this is something that I say to a lot of artists. I know a lot of these young artists, they want to go places with big entourages and all this stuff. Keep your circle small and tight, because when you start letting too many people in, that person over there is going to does some stupid stuff and end up messing up your career. And it could be someone you're not even directly tied to. That could be one of your partner's partner. You get what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. So like, I got the same team that I have for 4 years.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not really into trying to meet new people.
Nah, no new friends.
Like,
Circle
I got
real
a hard
tight.
cameraman like that. Like, hey, listen, ain't nobody touching that boy. Like, stamping that.
Man,
Nobody's touching them.
you have to have someone like that on your team.
Got to.
Listen,
Or
like,
Lord Stanley, like you.
that's one of the most important pivotal parts of your career, is having somebody document it.
That's what I'm saying. Like honestly, into young artists, have the right cameraman. I'm telling you, like, I don't care how much he charging. You gotta have an image out here to look like you already made it all. Like, however,
Right.
like, you feel what I'm saying? But like, you know, I ain't saying fake it, but you gotta look right.
Perception is everything.
Facts.
Just keeping it all the way G. Like you said, not necessarily faking it, but you got to have a particular image, especially as an artist, right?
Because it's all about quality.
Right. But if you show up to your show looking like a straight bum, you could be the dopest artist ever, but if you got raggedy clothes on that got bleach stains and your shoes got holes and your hair's a hot mess and you're not groomed and your teeth looking all yellow, they gonna be like, man, who is this?
Well, I can't go like that. I'm a 12Fresh.
Now you gotta be super
for
duper
sure.
fresh.
Everybody else around me gotta be fresh too. Like, I don't play that. Like,
Nah, for real.
like,
Absolutely. Because perception is everything. Slick. It's just, that's the way this world works. You know what I'm saying? Do I totally agree with it? Not always, but that's the
how
human
it go.
nature. People automatically judge you first based off your appearance. You know what I'm saying?
gotta
So
charge it to the game.
charge to the game, not to a heart. You dig? Man, you got a record that you brought us today. We're going to check that out in a few minutes. Let's talk about what you've been working on leading up to this song. Have you put any full projects out, or you just been focusing on singles?
I just dropped my recent project, Rise of Power 3, on last week, Friday.
Oh, it's brand new.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's going stupid.
Let's talk about that a little bit more in depth, because I understand it takes a lot of time, money, blood, sweat, and tears to put a whole project together, right?
Right, for sure.
How long was it in the works?
I've been recording songs since last year, so I'll say about 8 months.
Were the songs all recorded for that project, or did you already have a couple in the vault that you picked out and put on the project?
It was all recorded for that project. Now, I'm on you. I got songs that I haven't even dropped yet, but I know me. I know if that song is not hard enough, hey, you gotta do better.
You're always going to be your biggest critic.
Facts.
You know, and we have to do that sometimes. Like, I'm very, very, very hard on myself. People sometimes you need to pipe down a little bit. You're a little too hard on yourself, but we want to give people the best of us, right?
Right.
You know, and once something's out there, it's out there. You could throw a song out there and you be like, oh man, it's not quite mixed right. You pull it down, somebody done heard it already. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you want to make sure you put the best of the best out there. How do you pick and choose, you know, what songs actually make it out there? Do you and your team listen to it and be like, nah, that's not it? Or yeah, that's the one? How do you go about doing that?
Me and my brother or my engineer will be be like, that's hard, but I feel like you can go harder. And
Okay.
like, honestly, you can't take that offense because they want to see you do better. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
Like,
that's facts.
because, listen, if I feel like, hey, look, that don't sound right, I'm going to tell you.
Yeah. You
'Cause
got
you
to.
can't, say it like, man, you don't want me to do my job. No, like, I'm trying to help you become a better person.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, like, everybody around me know as soon as it come down to this music, I don't play. Like, everything gonna go more. Everything. Like,
And that's good that you're receptive to that, because I've experienced dealing with artists who will ask me for feedback, and when I give them my honest opinion, they get offended or they think I'm being rude or mean. I said, well, then don't ask me for my opinion if you don't want me to tell you how I really feel.
it's that simple.
Period. And it could be, they could be a great artist, but if they don't have a good engineer to mix and master it, it could be just the mixing is bad or something. So you got to have you got to have a great video person. You got to have a great engineer. Who do you work with that mixes and masters your music?
My engineer, Geechee Lord, CBFW. You know what I'm saying? You know what's going on. Like, he was doing my songs for about going on a year and a half, and we did a project called By Your Head, and that hit 15,000 streams. So, and just trying to link with him like that one time, and our whole project hit 15,000 streams, like, that's God.
No, absolutely. God put that person in your life for a reason. And one thing I know about God, and you do as well, because we pray every day and, we walk in faith, is when God says move, you better move.
You gotta move.
When he says you work with this person, you got to work. He brings people in your life. Nothing happens on accident. It's all like everything is already written, in our lives. And you met that engineer who's going to bring your music to life for a reason.
I met him through my homeboy Zoe.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So he rap as well. So like, he was like, hey man, look, he hard, holla at him. All right, babe, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And when you find you a dope engineer that can get your sound right, because over time he's going to learn more and more and more about how you want your sound. Because that's one thing you cannot do, is you cannot explain a sound. You can kind of try to describe it, but what you hearing in your head, you can't put it in his head. He just got to figure it out. So it's
we gotta
like,
talk about it.
tweak this a little bit, or put a little more reverb over there, or whatever, it may be. Absolutely. But once he gets it, you want to keep that person around for a lifetime.
And I'm telling you, when I blow, he with me forever.
That's right. And I like the fact that you say not if, it's when.
Yeah, for sure.
Again, that's God's timing. You know what I'm saying? We trust the process.
'Cause it ain't too long. Not too long.
Well, let's talk in depth about that, because there's a lot that goes into being a musician, right? Whether you're a rapper, you do country, R&B, whatever, it's really all the same. It's the music business, period. Just different genres of music. Really, a lot of them are talking about the same thing. It's just they're delivering it differently, right? With that being said, I want to say that hip hop is probably one of the toughest industries, because if you think about rock and country, a lot of them musicians are getting paid at the independent level. They're not going and doing these performances and shows for free. They're getting paid at the independent level. I think hip hop is the only genre that you got to pay to perform in the beginning. Then it might get to the point where you're cool with the promoter. He'll be like, nah, you ain't got to pay, but I'm not paying you. You get to perform for free. Then the third level is where you're getting paid for your shows. So with that being said, it takes a lot more work, time, and everything. What are some of the things that you're doing to assure you're going to get to that level of making sure you're going to get paid shows and paid whatever?
Yeah, whatever. You gotta always stand on the business. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything that we do, we are in this to make money.
That's
make
right.
hits, get plaques, network, get richer, and just have the world to feel my pain.
That's right.
Honestly, I don't want no shortcuts.
No.
Everything all about the business.
Because you're going to appreciate it more when you worked hard for
Most
it.
definitely. So, like, I don't want no shortcuts. Like, hey, listen, I appreciate you for showing me love, but I just want to feel right just doing something for free. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's like, I got to get paid for mine because I know my talent.
Absolutely. Listen, I agree. And that's what you work so hard for. Like, I have a lot of people in this business that I'm so cool with, and I'll need their service, and they'll be like, oh, no, you good. No, I'm paying you. Like, time is money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't feel right taking free stuff from people. You know what I'm saying? I don't never want that hanging over my
head. I'm gonna feel like, man, he ain't about to talk to me no type of way because I did that. No,
right? Because what happens if you guys end up having words with each other? Remember that time I did something free for you? No, we don't want all that.
And you cut then. You cut. Yeah, cool.
Exactly. Absolutely, man. Hey, we still kind of early on in 2022, man. What are some of the things that we can expect to see from 12Fresh for the remainder of this year that we have not experienced from you yet?
I'm going to start to open up about my mental health. I got a song on my last project called PTSD.
Okay.
And it took me about 3 years to actually talk about those type of stuff, you know.
Yeah. You've experienced a lot at a young age.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Just seeing my biological dad do drugs and just, you know, experiencing stuff that an average kid should not be experiencing.
Exactly,
you know
right.
Like, all this stuff, this is like God.
Yeah.
'Cause if you hear me talking, you hear my rap, you'll be shocked, like, dang, like, after all you done going through, how you still here?
And so level-headed, because a lot of times we become a product of our environment. So if you're around somebody, especially your pops, who like you said was incarcerated, did drugs, it could have been very easily for that to rub off on you, because that's the person that, you know, basically created you outside your mom. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm sorry.
No, you good.
My stepfather is the one that died. His name is Grease, and my biological dad is alive at this.
Oh,
time.
okay.
But
so your biological dad was the one that was locked up.
no, he
That
was on drugs.
He was on, but your step pops was locked up.
Right. And
So yeah, you experienced it like a double whammy then.
you feel what I'm
Wow, wow, okay.
And
That's deep.
right. Then I take my stepfather more like my real parent than my biological dad, because he was there through it all.
Yeah.
He was there. You feel what I'm saying? So Rise to Power is very important to me because he was there every session of my first Rise to Power.
Oh, that's so amazing.
So
yeah.
every time I feel like I won't give up, like I hear in his voice, hey, keep going.
Absolutely. See, and you visualize him sitting there and being there with you.
Like
it's not for nothing.
On the couch, just like he into it. Like, yeah, that's hard.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, dang, boy, I gotta stop. Like, gotta keep going.
Listen, you cannot ever stop. You know, shout out to Boom Man. Like, you know, one thing that he said on one of my interviews with him that stuck with me is you don't lose until you quit. And that's just period, point blank facts. You do not lose until you quit.
Facts.
So you can't ever quit. That way, because we ain't losing. We're not losers. How's the project doing? I know it's barely out. It's brand new, but what type of feedback you've been getting?
It's pumping. I got a song on there called Smooth Operator. Ooh. Everybody love it.
Is it kind of a spin-off? I'm a smooth. I can't sing. Don't get me to singing.
Yeah. Sade, yeah. Like,
shout out to Sade. She's so timeless. I love her.
Yeah, man. Listen, I'm telling you, man. I went crazy on it. Everybody loving it. Like all down. Like I was in the barbershop last Friday. And they playing the song. I'm like, yo, like, that's crazy.
Isn't that an amazing feeling?
That's an amazing feeling. Like you walking in.
I hope you got some footage. I hope you got your phone out.
Listen.
But like, look.
No, I was shocked. Hey,
you was too excited. You forgot.
So hey, listen, I was shocked. I was like, yo, y'all crazy, man. I love it though.
Absolutely. You know, those are the moments that remind you that you're doing the right thing.
Most definitely.
Because if they're playing your music in the barbershop or, you know, wherever else, and you stop, it's all for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got people who really believe in you.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, it's unbelievable sometimes to just hear me rap like that's me.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy sometimes. Like, it's really unbelievable.
Would you say that you have found your sound, or is it something you're still perfecting?
I have found my sound, but there's always room for more to
Right,
keep
absolutely.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I found my sound. Like I'm totally different.
Yeah.
Like I rap towards depression, house issues. A girl left you, homeboys gonna act funny with you. Like I'm like talking to people who going through stuff. Like for real, for real. Like, so I'm in a different category. Like I'm in a whole different category.
And what better way to talk about it or even express it than through your music? Because we all go through stuff in life, and a lot of times as humans, we tend to hold it in, especially men. Women are way more emotional than men are. We wear our emotions right here, you know what I'm saying? Men be tough and try to hold it in. I already know whether they admit it or not. But at some point in time, you got to let your guard down a little bit and let it out, because if you hold it in, that's when depression can kick in. And that's a whole nother situation that you don't want to deal with, especially when you got people around you that love you and care about you. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. If you got to cry one day, guess what? Cry. We're human.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. We're human. We got emotions. And I've always said to the men in my life, I feel like it makes them more of a man that they can let their guard down and show their emotion and not care what anybody thinks. You ain't got to be the tough guy all the time. You know what I'm saying? And it's good that you're now at a point where you're able to talk about it and express it, because you probably feel better.
Yeah, I feel 10 times better.
Yeah, it's like a weight being lifted off you, right?
Like, honestly, man, I just felt like it was me just scared.
Yeah.
Just scared to not say nothing to my brother, nobody.
Yeah.
And I was just scared. I don't know why, but I was scared. But, you know, like I prayed and it just came over me, man. Like I'm tired of feeling like this.
That's right.
I got to keep going.
You have to keep going. Man, what's very next for you? Do you have any other interviews lined up? What you got coming up next?
Tomorrow I will be doing a live performance on bars in the bando.
Okay, so you're doing that tomorrow.
Definitely.
Hard. Okay, I'm not familiar with that one. You gotta put me on game.
Oh, yeah,
they
sure.
From your city?
Yeah, for sure.
Man, who does it?
Crave Vision.
I gotta link up, man.
Yeah.
Like I love working with other creatives.
Yeah.
That's dope, man.
Most
So
definitely.
do they premiere it on like YouTube?
Yeah.
I can't wait to check it out.
I ain't gonna appreciate it.
What song are you gonna be doing?
I'm gonna do my intro. Ooh.
He's so ooh.
Like it's like I can't miss. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't miss at all.
I love that you are so confident with your work, because if you're not and it's not believable, nobody else is gonna believe.
I ain't gonna feel it.
That's right. You gotta be that way. Talk about the situation with Kevin Gates. You were able to have a conversation with this guy. He's one of the greatest ever. If you guys ever watch his interviews or his Instagram, he's so powerful with the words that he has. What was that experience like for you?
It was mind blowing. He's my favorite rapper. I'm telling you. Like,
We got so.
but
Hey.
like, you know, like just seeing his change from a street dude to a father,
Yes,
and just seeing
a man
him,
of God.
letting everything go is just a blessing. Like, wow, like
Yeah.
he can change from this to that. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Like,
possible.
most definitely. I was going to his concert and I got the VIP meet and greet, you know, online. And, you know, honestly, stuff like that happened and you truly don't think it's going to happen, but it happened. I was like, man, I got to call my cameraman and get this on footage. Like,
You
hey,
got
bro,
to.
you about to meet Kevin Gates. Like, and I was like, hey, man, like, I'm from Charleston, South Carolina. Like, I'm about to rap for you. Like, I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm
Do I got to do a backflip?
like,
What I got to do,
something,
big
like,
dog?
I'm telling you, like, if I, like, long as I have a song with him, I've done my job.
There you go.
Like, I honestly,
That's goals right there.
I'm telling you, like, that's my major goal. As soon as I get a song with Kevin Gates, man, like, I made it.
Yeah.
I
No,
did.
absolutely. When you aspire to be like someone, not to say you want to, copy him, but with what I do, I aspire to get to the level of the Breakfast Club. That's,
Right,
you aspire to be in a position like Kevin Gates. There's nothing wrong with that.
right. He's
That's
the motivation.
That's your motivation. Exactly. So during the time that you were able to spend with him, how did you utilize that time?
told him where I was from, rap for him. He was like, "Oh, you cold, you gangster." I'm like, man, that's man that say, man, I'm cool, man. I'm about to go in the studio tomorrow.
You wanted to cry, I'm like,
Yeah,
dang.
man, I'm not lying. I was mind blown.
That's it. It is.
And one day I'm gonna meet him, and I know him. I'm stamped that I'm meeting him, and we doing a song. We gonna talk like he's a spiritual person. Like he is like all with it.
Absolutely. That's such a blessing. I know that he would probably be somebody that you would love to share the stage with.
Oh, most definitely.
Outside of him, is there any other artist, like if you could, man, rock the stage with somebody, who would it be? Like, we know Kevin Gates is the number one. Who would be the next in line?
I'll rock the stage with Jeezy.
Okay.
Jeezy, like,
He hard too.
Yeah, like, hey,
Jeezy
listen,
been doing it for years.
yeah, that old Jeezy,
Right.
nasty, and that new Jeezy. So like hey, I rock stage with Jeezy. Most definitely Lil Baby, because he know how to put all his songs and have, what's his name? Props and having girls dance. I'm like, yo, like, listen, I watch all his concerts to see like how to do it.
Absolutely.
In the future, like, okay, have that sound like that, do it like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah,
Like,
because you don't want it all be the same.
everything has to make sense.
Every move you make has to make sense.
Gotta make sense.
That's my OG told me. Shout out Bigger Rankin when I moved here 2013, not to get off on a tangent, but I moved here 2013. Early 2014, my job let me go because they found out I was doing this music stuff, and I guess they ain't respect it. But that was God making that move for me. First person I called was Bigger, and I told him what had been, and he said, "Baby, from this point forward, every move you make has to make sense." And that stuck with me. So now I'm very proactive. I think before I move. Us as humans, a lot of times we're reactive rather than proactive. Nah, we got to stop and think, because we got to think about that move you're about to make. How can that affect the rest of your life?
That's what I'm saying.
You know, you experienced it with, your family. Like you said, your pops was doing drugs and stuff like that. I think you got to think about that type of stuff. How will this affect the rest of my life if I make this move?
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, like I was so depressed to where, like, I started to smoke weed, and then I was like,
This
bro,
ain't
that's
it.
not me. Like,
Yeah.
I feel
Right.
like I'm about to turn to my pops and I ain't about to go out like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, like he tried, but he didn't try enough.
Right.
He didn't try hard enough. And, honestly, I got close, and I was like, man, look, man, I love you. I just can't be around you. You know what I'm saying? And, like, I'm not going to lie, that was not easy at all.
No, I can't even imagine. I haven't had to do that. So, I can only imagine that that's probably one of the hardest decisions, toughest decisions you had to make in your life. But you knew you had to do what was right for you.
Right. And, like, that was just a big thing, man. That was just something that it was hard to do. Like I was just tired of caring to look like a fool.
Right, because how can you continue to care for someone who doesn't necessarily care for themselves?
That's what I'm saying.
Right? It takes too much of your energy. You need to focus more on 12Fresh.
On me.
How did that name come about? Why are we talking about it?
Back in high school, or high school, everybody copped the threes, Jordan 3s and 1s. I always like 12s. Like, I don't care what shoe coming out, I always like 12s.
Gotta do you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and the fresh part come naturally, fresh haircut, fresh outfit.
And today happens to be the 12th, y'all.
You know what I'm saying? Like, like they can't, like, fresh just come organic.
Yeah, because you fresh.
Organic.
You came in here looking fly.
Exactly. Then, and the team helped me as well,
Yeah.
And my barber, shout out to Nap, keep me looking fresh. Stan, he with me today. You know what I'm saying? He the cameraman. He the cameraman. So, like,
he on his job over there too. I see it.
time.
He got the big boy equipment out. I see you.
Saying, man. Like, can't mess with my dude. You know what I'm saying? And
That's your shooter right there, for real.
I'm telling you, the best one. You know what I'm saying? So, like, fresh just comes organically. Like, you had that confidence. It don't matter. It don't matter if you just lost your girl. You still gonna have that, like, man, I'm good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm thankful for my girl.
I was just gonna touch on that if you don't mind. I don't never like to get too personal because it's not anybody's business unless you offer that. Man, you got a beautiful young lady who supports you. That's one of the most important things in life. I'm gonna talk to you because my son's older than you, so I'm gonna talk to you like I'm your mama for a second, okay? When you have a good woman by you, there's no better feeling in the world. Because real is rare. I know when people are young, they date around, man, let me tell you, that stuff gets old quick. It consumes your energy and it's a waste of time. You don't want to spend 10 years with someone and then you guys break up and have nothing to show for it. You've wasted a decade of your life.
That's what I'm saying, man.
You know what I'm saying? So you got a beautiful young lady who supports you. She's here with you today. Man, hang on as tight as you can.
Man, I'm thankful for her. Like, honestly, man, like, she taught me how to communicate.
Yeah.
How to talk.
She's a woman. She gonna do that.
Right. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, you know, because I was not the type to open up or be too open with her at all. Like, you know, it's like I had to talk things out. You know, every time we argue, I'll be like, man, I'm done. Like, I'm done with that.
That's a guy thing.
You know what I'm saying? But,
trust me.
But at the same time, I just found myself being very selfish. Because, you know.
Of stuff you've been through.
Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, that's not her fault.
It's not.
It's not her fault. So I couldn't even act like that towards her. But, you know, we going on strong for a year. So.
She's helping you love again.
Yeah, exactly.
And I totally understand. And it's not the fault you or throw shade. I'm just being silly.
No,
but
you good.
like my relationship, me and my significant other, we've been together for about 4.5 years. And trust me, the first year was a little bumpy ride because, you know, he had some stuff going on too. And I had to, as a woman, had to nurture him and nurture our relationship. And now things are beautiful. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a process.
It takes time.
It takes time. But I'll tell you, like, once you find that one, especially a ride or die who's going to be there for you and show you how to love again and how to, you know, that's the one for you right there. I know you're young, but that's the one.
That's the one.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Put a ring on it. I'm just throwing it out there.
It's a death do us part.
I'm going to bat for you, sis. Nah, I'm big on that because I'll tell you, like, the older you get, the less you want to deal with people. So it's like, find that one and stick with them.
I'm telling you, like, man, these girls ain't talking about nothing out here.
They are not like, nah, for real. You know what I'm saying? And same goes with her. She got you, and you're a decent young man. You know what I'm saying? So like, you guys can really grow together.
Yeah, most definitely.
That's so dope. All right, so before we get up out of here, we got to do a couple things, right? And then we're gonna listen to the music. First thing we got to do, tell everybody where they can follow you on all your social media.
Follow me _12Fresh on Instagram, and Twitter as well. Facebook, Kamal Canty, but Instagram _12Fresh. You know what I'm saying? That's the major platform that I'm on.
Dope.
So, yeah, man, like, go ahead and follow me. Brand new music coming. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we here.
Get it.
We did it. Hey, to all the young dudes, man, keep going, man. I'm the motivation. Keep going.
That's facts. You are definitely motivation.
Only 20 years old doing this.
Right. Exactly. Listen, that's all. I'm just in awe that you got so much up here. And again, it's no shade, but there's guys that are your age that are just straight knuckleheads. Like, they out here lost.
Like I said, man, I'm thankful for my brother and my stepdad keep me on track.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And God as well.
Absolutely.
It's just all about who you around.
Yeah. Most definitely. Next thing we got to do, you know, it's always important to show love to people that show love to you. Who do you want to shout out to?
Man, shout out Stan Green, you feel what I'm saying? My dope cameraman. Sauzo, Bakes, Kiki. Love you, girl.
Aww, that just touched my heart. That's so sweet.
Long love Grease. Long love NO. You know what I'm saying? CBFW, AP. My DJ, you know what I'm saying, all the way from Walterboro, you know, CBFW and Kyo.
You dig? The last thing we got to do, man, we are live on the industry's most wanted podcast. I got Charleston in the building. Shout out to 12Fresh checking in with me today. One more time, give me some love. Boom. You feel that?
Yeah.
Transferring good energy today. What makes you the industry's most wanted?
Man, I'm on the rise. Like, I'm coming. Just
Pressure.
watch out. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming. Like, I ain't gotta say too much. I'm coming. You know, everything gonna show. Man, listen. Last year was the hardest year ever, but it was the blueprint.
Yeah.
But now, I'm about to execute. That's it.
That's what I'm talking
I'm
about.
about to execute. You know what I'm saying?
You're
now,
focused.
on a different now. Mind you, shout out to everybody doing their thing in Charleston. Everybody doing their thing out here. But I'm coming.
You dig?
I'm standing on that. I stamped it.
So we about to get into this record, right? The song that you sent us today. I've got it over here. Is it called Section?
Yeah, Section.
Who produced it?
Keachy Lord. Keachy Lord, man. Hey, but we did a number on that one.
Talk to us about how you came up with the concept for the record.
Section was just another day of me being me. Just like being cocky with it.
Yeah.
And just, hey, man, I was bored and I was bored and I went and caught some Gucci. I went and picked my girl up and I put her in some Louis. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
But like, I was just on some, like, just being cocky, like, it's being me. Like, if you know me and you know, like, this how I act.
You got to pop your ish sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
You got to.
No doubt.
That's what you work hard for.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't work hard and it's not being arrogant. It's just, hey, sometimes you got to brag about your hard work. And that's just what it is.
Cocky.
Nah, for real.
Confident, not cocky.
All right, so we're about to get into this record, man. Anything else before we get up out of here?
Hey, man, I appreciate you, TampaMystic.
Man,
you know, we here.
It's all love. Listen, you guys, you're my first interview today, and you started my day off right. You brought great energy, positive vibes. I thrive off of that.
I'm thankful for that, man. I'm thankful for allowing us to be here.
And honestly, you set the bar today and changed everything. You're the first artist that came in here that prayed with me before their interview.
Oh, yeah, man. It's like you got to always keep God first.
Yeah.
Before anything. I don't care what it is, your bad days, your good days, you still got to pray.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to read your Bible. Thankful for my sister to have me to read my Bible, Jabri, you know, like, and just get close to God, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know, hey, without God on your team, you ain't nothing.
That's big facts. Shout out to 12Fresh. We about to get into this record. It's called Section, but I need you to go ahead and give me that official introduction.
Man, what's happening? It's your boy 12Fresh, one of the best. It's that low dude that stay with a chick. That bass little brother I got represent. You was about to tune into my single, Section. We talking in your section. Yeah.
Let's go.
You're locked in on the industry's most wanted show with TampaMystic on the Hype 87.3.
Bitch, I'm thuggin' in your section. What's that? Niggas ain't never been steppin'. If a nigga play with 12, we gon' give his ass a listen. Go. I was bored, so I went and caught some Gucci. I went and picked my bitch up and I put her in some Louis. If she real, she